Before the blue meth, before the empire, before the name Heisenberg ever existed, there was a boy. A boy standing alone in a world that had no room for him. A boy who stumbled through life without guidance, without support, without hope. That boy was Jesse Pinkman. His story is not simply one of crime or survival. It is a story of fragility tested beyond limits, of loyalty, heartbreak, guilt, trauma, and ultimately of the arduous climb toward freedom. Today, we explore every version of Jesse Pinkman, the lost kid, the loyal heart, the broken soul, and the free man. And through them, we witness a journey as tragic, raw, and unforgettable as life itself. We begin with Jesse the lost kid. Before Walt, before meth, before anyone ever believed he could matter, Jesse was already spiraling. He was impulsive, reckless, and unreliable. His addiction was more than substance abuse. It was an escape from a life that never gave him a chance. Escape from expectations, from parental disappointment, from teachers who had already labeled him a failure, from a society that wrote him off. Every day blurred into a haze of fleeting highs, reckless decisions, dead-end jobs, and friendships that came and went as quickly as smoke. At home, his parents oscillated between worry and frustration. They wanted him to succeed, but every failure, every mistake, every broken promise became another mark of disappointment. At school, teachers dismissed him, wrote him off, often talking about lost causes in hushed tones. The streets offered only temporary refuge, a few laughs, the thrill of minor crimes, a short-lived sense of belonging. Jesse projected confidence, bravado, humor, and defiance, but inside he carried the crushing weight of neglect and self-loathing. Even in rare moments of happiness, a joke that landed, a fleeting victory in a video game, a fleeting connection with a friend, despair loomed like a shadow. Yet beneath it all, a spark persisted. Fragile, barely visible, it waited for a catalyst to ignite. This is Jesse before the world took everything from him, before he learned that caring too much could be his greatest vulnerability, and that life could punish him for even the smallest acts of humanity. Then comes Jesse the loyal heart. When Walt White entered his life, Jesse discovered purpose. Dangerous, immoral, terrifying, yes, but purpose nonetheless. For the first time, he felt needed, valued, useful. But this purpose demanded a price. Jesse's loyalty, which had always been instinctive, now became both his strength and his vulnerability. He cared. Too much. He hesitated when others killed without conscience. He grieved privately for every life touched by his actions, and he carried guilt like a relentless, suffocating shadow. Walt, calculating and manipulative, exploited this loyalty. He knew exactly how to bend Jesse's empathy, how to twist it into chains that dragged him deeper into danger and moral compromise. Every act of kindness, every moral hesitation became fodder for punishment. Yet Jesse persisted. His heart, fragile but resilient, reminded the world that humanity could survive even in the darkest circumstances. It is here we see Jesse's greatest tragedy. His heart, which made him human, also made him vulnerable to manipulation, betrayal, and relentless suffering. He loved, he cared, and in doing so, he exposed himself to the most devastating consequences imaginable. And then emerges Jesse the broken one. Trauma reshapes him, molds him into someone fragile and scarred. Jane's death haunts him endlessly, slipping into dreams, haunting waking moments. The deaths of innocents pile up on him, each one a boulder crushing what remained of hope. Then come the moments that shatter him completely. Andrea's murder before his eyes, powerless to act, frozen by fear and guilt. Months of captivity under the neo-Nazis transform him further. Chained in a small, suffocating cage, forced to cook meth, beaten and humiliated daily, stripped of identity and dignity, every hour, every second is a reminder that he is nothing more than a tool. Hunger, fear, pain, isolation, these become the only constants in a world stripped of mercy. Jesse is haunted constantly by echoes of Walt's manipulation, Jane's death, Andrea's murder, and the cumulative weight of all who suffered because of him. He becomes withdrawn, silent, almost a ghost of the boy he once longed only to belong. His laughter disappears, his eyes lose their sparkle, his body and soul ache. He exists only to endure. But even in this abyss, a spark, fragile, nearly extinguished, persists. The same spark that once drove him to care, to fight, to survive, and which will one day ignite into freedom. In these months, Jesse's mind becomes a battlefield. Every sound in the cage echoes like a warning. Every order from the neo-Nazis carries the threat of pain. Every glance, every movement is a reminder of his helplessness. Yet he observes, he calculates. He dreams of escape, of revenge, of a life beyond the chains. He thinks of Jane, of Andrea, of the boy he once was, and promises himself he will survive. These internal monologues, invisible to their captors, form the invisible scaffolding of his endurance. Finally, we witness Jesse, the free man. After enduring captivity, witnessing unimaginable cruelty, and surviving forced labor and abuse, Jesse emerges reborn, not healed, not unscarred, but focused and determined. Every choice is deliberate, every step measured. In El Camino, he navigates danger with precision, confronts the ghosts of his past, and seizes agency over his life for the first time. No longer running from guilt, fear, or trauma, he moves toward the life he chooses. His escape to Alaska is more than flight. It is a declaration of independence from his past, from cruelty, from despair. He seizes control of his story. The boy who could not stand alone, the heart that cared too deeply, the soul broken by cruelty, and the man who finally claims freedom all converge here. Every step is deliberate, every glance is calculated, every breath is his own. Jesse Pinkman finally becomes the author of his story, defining himself not by the pain inflicted upon him, but by the choices he makes and by the life he finally claims. These four versions, the lost kid, the loyal heart, the broken soul, and the free man, form the complete journey of Jesse Pinkman. He is not just a character, he is a study in resilience, a portrait of a human spirit tested beyond measure, a testament to survival, loyalty, trauma, and redemption. Jesse Pinkman reminds us that people are never one-dimensional. They are layered, complex, and ever-changing. Through his chaos, pain, heartbreak, and ultimate freedom, we see the human condition itself. This is every version of Jesse Pinkman, not just explained, but lived, felt, and understood.